Fucking hoes and popping pills, man, I feel it's like a rock star. I've been fucking hoes and popping pills, man, I feel it's like a rock star. All my brothers got the gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on the Uzi and show up and then they shot down. And my homies pull up on your block and make that thing go grata-ta-ta. Switch my waking back in black and started saying rest in peace to Bon Scott.
What is up, guys, and welcome to the 9th episode of my F1 2019 career. Today we've got Monza and Singapore. We're jumping right into the action, as you can see, with the Italian Grand Prix. It was a poor qualifying, 20th on the grid after a mess up with Ricciardo. Things did not go well at all, but here we are, coming into the first of the chicanes, trying to pull up the inside of a couple of cars. We're currently sitting 18th, past Albon and Kubica. Kubica tries to snatch it back a little bit, pulling the position away. You can see he does temporarily get ahead of us in this position. However, the pace on the Mclaren is eventually able to pull through. We do move up into P18. A decent start from a poor start. Now, do a slight different setup with it this time, cutting out qualifying to get right to the action, right to the core of the race. See if you guys prefer that. Smash a like on the video if you do prefer this setup to what I normally do. But flying back into the action now, right up the back of Kimi Räikkönen. Now, this rain may actually pay really well into our hands. It means the pack's not going to split up as much. You're not going to get as much separation, so we're going to have much better chance of pushing up through the field. You can see here, we've already got past Räikkönen and Parabolica. We're now making the move on George Russell, the young Englishman, currently racing at Williams. A team on the up in this career mode, I must say, but for now, we've managed to get past our fellow national compatriot. We're up into P16 after just a lap and a bit, and the pushing continues. Lap 3, and we're right behind Giovinazzi. You can see we're on Parabolica. I just have to look at the mini-map when I'm commentating. The rain is that bad, trying to work out where in the hell on the track we are. But again, we've got the good exit out of the turn, and we're going to have the pace on the young, I believe, Italian, if I am correct. Maybe that's wrong, but we made it be able to take a look at Hulkenberg as well. It's one of the more experienced. I believe that just saw the other day. The racer driver with the most ever races without getting a podium, Hulkenberg, in real life. But for now, we're pushing on the back of him. He's sitting in P14. The Renault's really started to struggle, actually, since Ricciardo left in particular. Giovinazzi does take a look, trying to come back, trying to take our position away from us. We are able to hold it just about through Parabolica. He doesn't want to take the ballsy move, go all the way around the outside, and we were able to stick in P15. Now you can see as we get lap 6, moves are starting to be made. Magnussen and Sainz pushing on each other, and Nico Hulkenberg searching in as well. As we take a little peek up the inside of the German, who may be able to pull a move off here. Magnussen and Sainz head to head right now. You can see up ahead Ricciardo in that leading pack with, I believe, that can't be a Williams, so maybe a Mercedes, I'm not sure. But now we're around the outside of Hulkenberg, but no, we're not. Oh, and there's contact as well. There's a bit of a knock between myself and the German. We're going side by side a long way through this first sector right now. He sneaks up the inside of the chicane, but we've got the better line. We're going to come out ahead, but you can see again, you've still got those red arrows bleeding, and we have to give him a lot of room around the inside. But eventually, it appears that we have been able to get the position of, we're up into P14. A lap later, it's Magnussen's turn. K-Man, we tried to go around the outside, he blocks it off. We lose a little bit of time, actually, as you have to brake to pull away. It's Sainz and Madsen go head-to-head into the corner. They've been fighting for literally a whole lap against each other, and we're just trying to find that little gap. We may just find it, because if one of them pushes themselves out, the other's going to find a bit of room. Because he's Sainz here, pushes wide Magnussen, and that's exactly the opportunity we're going to take, slipping up the inside as they push each other out of the way. We're going to take a look at Sainz as well, but I don't think we're going to have quite enough speed. You can see our ERS is literally pretty much out, but he bumps over the curb quite poorly. We try to undercut him, we haven't quite got the pace. We managed to take a look, as you see, around the outside of the corner. Can we do it? No, we can't. We remain behind Sainz for now. We may have another chance as we undercut again by accident on this occasion, I must say. And we're going to be able to just slip it possibly up the inside, and it looks like we've got the position. We're up into P12, chasing our rival that we beat last episode in Romain Grosjean. However, the gap was just too big, the rain was too bad, no pits going on. I'm sure it's a Toro Rosso that was miles ahead. No pits going on to try and gain a bit of time, so it's going to be a P12 finish. A good performance in one respect, but it's just a shame we're so far back on the grid.
Okay, we're all a bit gutted with that result, but let's work hard and we'll get it together for the next race.
And so, at the end of the Grand Prix, it's Hamilton that picks up another victory here. His lead in the championship is growing and growing. Ricciardo gets another 9th place finish, a strong performance, but sad to see for us, the Racing Points starting to pick up a bit of a lead. We want to keep track of them. At the moment, you can see Perez really starting to gain it away a little bit. But let's get in the second race. Let's get into Singapore.
They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
So as you can see, we were doing pretty well in the whole driver R&D stuff. We're sitting best of the rest of the current stands, but this introduction of the rule changes and the regulations, however, we are prepared for this. I've saved up a huge amount, see 4,000 R&D points, so we're going to be well clear and able to spend just getting it all sorted, so we can focus on the rest of the season and improving the car, and this could put us in a really, really good position coming into the next season. So for now, the problem is solved, and we can dive into Singapore with our heads clear. So here we are at the Singapore Grand Prix, a race that I'm very excited to be doing, and I think we can pull off a very strong performance. We dive into a quick set of qualifying highlights, and it's a very interesting qualifying one. The rain came in about 5 minutes in, and only those drivers that had done the early laps got in ahead like we had, about 50 or so did, and we ended up 4th, in fact, from a very strong start. As the rain just kicked in and knocked out a couple of big drivers, I believe at least one, maybe both of the Renaults going out. However, in quality 2, we had a bit of a mess up indeed. We didn't get a good first time in, and then we left it too late to manage to get in a second lap, meaning we'll be sitting P13 on the grid in tomorrow's Grand Prix.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Pierre Gasly, and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Perez, Grosjean, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Skip, Robert Kubica, and Sainz, Russell, Magnussen, Devon Butler, and Lucas Faber. They've taken a grid penalty. Hulkenberg and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Here we are then for the Singapore Grand Prix. I'm excited, thinking we get a good performance in here today, and the lights are out and away we go. We've got the two Alfa Romeos sitting right in front for us. It's a poor start from Giovinazzi though. We pull to the right hand side, trying to get the move off on both of them in one go, trying to go all the way around the outside the flying fin that is Kimi Raikkonen. We get warned for a collision with Giovinazzi. I'm going to be honest, completely out of my mirrors, didn't see it at all. We're up into P11 of the first couple of turns, now looking for a move on Raikkonen and Grosjean up ahead, the man that we're trying to catch in the championship, Sergio Perez, for that best of the rest spot. But now we're going to look behind ourselves. Giovinazzi is still holding on close as Raikkonen makes a move on Grosjean up ahead. This is perfect for us. If these guys want to fight, that is exactly what I would love to see. They're trying to really push each other out here. Quite an aggressive scrap. You can see Grosjean gets a huge push, almost could have caused a crash right there. But the Alfa Raikkonen just pushed out of the way. We get the chance to pull the move off. We're up into P10. Raikkonen is not done quite yet. He's slipping his wing in there. Doesn't want to give up position. But eventually we have to give him a wide berth through the turn there. There's only actually very new that turn, of course. But we are up into P10. Into the points pretty quickly in this Grand Prix. And lap 2. And we're going after Romain Grosjean here. The man that was our rival. The man that beat us by position in the last Grand Prix. And he takes a bobble over the curve there. We think we're going to be able to get him with the move off here. A big bump from the Frenchman. We know he's not afraid of aggressive driving, Romain Grosjean. That is for certain. We've been unable to pull the move off as yet, despite having rich fuel and high ERS in full. It's still not enough to be able to overtake the Frenchman here. We're following him through the turns, coming up to the hairpin just now. Maybe this is a place we can get a good exit out of here and go fast on the straight, that may be a chance for us to pull the move off and get up into this P9 so we can catch up with our teammate and Sergio Perez, two men who we desperately need to catch right now. One in the championship, of course. And we can see he goes for a very defensive line, bumps on the curb again. And we're going to go for the opportunity this time. Have we got enough pace to put it all the way around the outside? And we're going to go for it, but no! Grosjean has the line and he's able to hold the position for a second time running. And yet again, we're not able to get past the Frenchman. However, redemption on lap 3 with the help of DRS, ERS, everything flowing. We're able to finally pull the move up. But it's not smooth at all as we almost slammed right into the barrier and could have brought the end of our race right there. A little bit of a knock on the front wing, but hopefully nothing that should cause too much damage. And that's all the action really until we head to lap 5 with the pit stop, trying to get this one done as quickly as we can. You see Grosjean passes. He's yet to head into pits. We don't want to have any hold up. You can see a couple of cars heading in behind us. We want to make sure we're well clear of them so we're not getting any delays at all in this pit stop. See one pit crew right behind us. One, I think that's the Alphas though, going to come in front of us. You can see we just make it out ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, which would have cost us a fair chunk of time had it not been for that. Though, as we come out of the pits, it's going to be P16. Pretty close though to Charles Leclerc up ahead. So a decent pit stop and a strong start to the first part of this race.
Our gap to the car in front
And on lap 7 you can see where we've come out in comparison, and we were right behind that man Sergio Perez, the man we want to catch of all people. We're currently sitting P12 and P11, but there are a lot of drivers still to pit, so there's a big opportunity on here, and you can see things really play into our hands. We actually had less pace than Perez, but thankfully to us, a number of back-marking drivers, including Butler actually on this occasion. I think Carlos Sainz today had a very poor start to the season, really held up, including Leclerc, Verstappen I believe, maybe that's, or Gasly, I'm not sure, but both Ferraris, Red Bull, myself and Perez all held up with them, and it's allowed us to really bunch up as they head into the pits. We've got a great opportunity now to pick up big points if we can pull this off right. Ricciardo, however, didn't have such a good stop. It's actually come out behind us all, been undercut completely through these. However, we were unable to pull a move up, as you can see through his next couple of turns, just unable to pull a move up. They didn't quite have the pace to keep with Sergio Perez. We finally get for the move on lap 14 up the inside with a very aggressive dive. We were up into P7, however, it was only temporary success, as on the final lap of the Grand Prix, Perez makes a dive up the inside. I was kind of like, we'll leave him room. I actually run very wide through the turn and give him way too much room, and he's now got the inside line, sorry, not the inside line, the racing line that we badly want. We have to back off. We take a little sneak up the inside, trying to search for anything. We do have DRS, however, with very little ERS in the bag and absolutely no spare fuel. We're only going to have one shot at this to pull the overtake off. We're going to have to go for the dive up the inside. We don't even go. We take a little peek, but it's not going to be enough here. We don't want to risk. You see Ricciardo behind us. We have to save fuel. We don't want to risk a crash. And in the end, it's going to be a P8 finish. And it could have been P9, but kindly, Ricciardo actually stayed behind us, even when we run out of fuel at the end of this Grand Prix. So, good and bad, like Monza, the 8th place, and it's going to be 4 points in the bag.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
And so at the end of the Grand Prix, it's Hamilton with yet another victory. So Mercedes 1-2 as well, really growing this gap between themselves and Ferrari. As you can see here in the final standings at the end of episode 9, Hamilton sits on top, followed by Leclerc. The gap may be too big at this stage. We remain in 8th place. Ricciardo is up into 9th, ahead of the Racing Point of Devon Butler, which we'd love to see. However, there is still a fair chunk. I believe that is 29 points between ourselves and Racing Point, but it's also tight at the top. Ferrari just 27 points behind Mercedes. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!